Hey, welcome to another episode in the series of Your Voice Changes Everything. Coach Phill here, creator of world-class speaking training, the course that not only gives you the ability to be a great presenter, but also allows you to be able to take your voice to the world and be able to make the difference that you ought to make. In today's short video, and I bet you're going to love this, we're talking about Q&A. We're talking about, if you make a presentation and it comes to the end of it, do you just go or do you ask questions? Okay. Now, I have always said that speakers are broke, trainers make money. Okay. Speakers are broke because they just come speak, spill their stuff and leave. Trainers ensure that people get something out of it. Trainers ensure that they give people tools for them to go away and make a difference to their lives and or utilize whatever they were talking about in the particular speech. So today I want to share with you, how do great world-class speakers do the Q&A? It is, by the way, you could have a really bad presentation, but you do a great Q&A and that rounds it off, where they would have given you, for example, if you do feedback sessions, where they would have given you 60%, they give you 90% because you had a great Q&A. Okay. Now, we all know that when you do a training, sometimes, people just don't want to ask. Sometimes people are shy. Sometimes people don't have the confidence to ask. Okay. Now, it is your job, ladies and gentlemen, it is your job as a world-class speaker to make it safe, to open it up so that people can not only ask questions, but they can engage more, so that when the presentation is done, you leave them on a high, you leave a buzz in the room where people are talking the same, but that was awesome. So today, number one, before you ask for the Q&A, do a quick roundup of your presentation. Go through what you went through. Hey guys, we've been talking for an hour now and we have covered this and this and this and this and this. Okay, make sure that you go through that so that everybody knows, okay, he has summarized the points. And then at this stage is where you say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to open the floor up for questions if anybody has questions. Now, remember, not everybody wants to ask questions. Okay, remember there are certain people who want to ask questions, but they're a little bit hesitant. Okay, now if you're a seasoned speaker and or you have attended the world-class speakers training, you will be able to pick out people in the audience who are what? Who you've connected with quite well. You can see they want to ask a question, but they just need a bit of a push. Okay, so it is your job to go through, scan, what we call scanning. You scan the audience and then you would see somebody who's, you can clearly tell they want a question, but a little bit afraid. Okay, this is where you go and say, hey, I can see that you, Sandra, there might have a question. What do you want to ask, or what do you want to clarify? Okay, that then gives them a push to want to ask. Okay, they'll ask their question, and what we teach, we go a little bit deeper, but for now you are on your journey. We just want to help you out. When somebody asks a question, you must reflect the question back to them to just make sure you understood the question. Okay, why? Sometimes somebody will ask a question, the presenter will answer something, and you can clearly tell that the person who asked the question hasn't gotten it. Okay, why? Because the presenter did not what? Not only say it back, but in saying it back, you clarify it in your mind to make sure that yes, this is exactly what this person is asking. Okay, so reflect it back before you answer it. Okay, reflect it back. Okay, number two, always throw it back to the audience. Okay, never underestimate your audiences. Okay, your audiences know this stuff. Okay, there's not many people who are going to come with some new stuff about something. No, so always ask, hey, who wants to help me answer this? Okay, this is point number two. Who wants to help me answer this question? Or who can contribute, or who can what? Now you're beginning to what? Not only engage the audience, but you're giving people an opportunity to what? To feel confident to join the conversation. Okay, point number three, you might go in, and again, you're thinking about people who are feeling a little bit, nervous. They don't want to ask. They're a little bit shy. You might say something like, here's a question that I know you may be considering, or here's a question that I think you guys might be thinking about. Okay, now this question should be related to your most complex part of the presentation. You'll go and teach, a framework, and then there might be one part in the framework which is not great, which is a little bit complex. So you might just start there and say, I know you guys might be wondering about this question, and then ask the question on their behalf. Okay, and then you'll see the heads going, and then you say, who might want to contribute to that? Again, what are you doing? You're giving it back to them. You're engaging them, because ultimately, as a presenter, you really want to have 60% of presentation, the other 40 with the people you're talking to. Why? because then people feel they were part of it. Then they're going to leave knowing, you know what? I learned something. I took something away. But most importantly, that guy was awesome. Always I tell guys, it is not about you. It is about your audience. But you want to leave a good feel factor to say, you know what? That guy did an awesome job. Do you know why? Because you got them involved, okay? Finally, what you could do is pair them up, okay? Get two people and say, hey guys, I've come to the end of my presentation. Now I want you guys to pair up with strangers. Okay, they don't know why you're asking. You say, pair up with strangers. And in the next 3 minutes, I want you to come up with 2 questions that you feel you might want to ask me before we leave here. Okay, so you give them the 5 minutes, they go, they pair up. Now, when you're with strangers, you will think, okay, should I not? But what will happen is, because there's two of you, you'll give them courage for them to ask a question. So they'll come up with their 2 questions. They'll sit down. All of a sudden, you have questions galore. You're making sure that the entire audience is learning. It has gotten what they need to get, and you have made their lives better. So until next time, you know what I say every day: live strong, live with passion, and know that you got the audacity to live life on your terms. Remember, your voice changes everything. See you soon.